Merry Christmas, everybody.
Same to you.
Yep. It's coming up. Can't stop it.
John Boyle, paging John Boyle.
John Boyle.
Oh, did Dave calling me? I didn't hear him. Sorry. Quandre had another interception yesterday. That's 10 in the last few years, which is tied for most among safeties. Just what kind of season you having? What has he meant overall to you guys since you went out and got him?
Yeah, he's been a really steady force. He's been obvious. His hitting, his alley play in the running game is really as good as it gets, and he's a real ball hawk. I mean, obviously that was a great open field pick that he had. Big spread field, and he saw it coming. Got a great break on the QB and made it look easy. He's just a really complete football player, and he's a very important leader and the guy back there. Calling the shots and directing traffic and all that. So he's doing everything.
Michael Sean.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Gotcha.
Pete, why do you think Russell's not been performing at the standard that we've seen from him, pretty much his whole career?
I think it's all of it. It's everything that goes along with it. We got to be better in all phases is the first thing, and it's not just one guy. I know that it took Russ time to get back after the time off, and it wasn't quite the same, and he could still play and do well and do lots of things, but he just had to work his way through it. I think it's a little bit of everything. We got to be better in all ways, but I think it's been a challenge in that regard, physically.
One more quick one. I think you said you had one assistant who tested positive. Was that John Glenn?
John has tested positive, yeah. He's on his way back. He's been out for a little bit.
Is he symptomatic?
No.
Thanks.
For the most part, everybody has been asymptomatic. With just bare, minimal exceptions to that.
Thanks.
Tim.
Along those lines, Pete, how's Will feeling? Did he report symptoms and that's why he was tested, or was he one of the targeted players that
he was one of the targets? Yeah. He was one of the targeted players. He said he felt a little bit of a stuffy nose the night before, and it was like nothing,
Okay.
He was one of the 4 people that they designated.
So there was 4 players that were designated to be follow-up tested.
2.
Oh, 2 players. Okay. And then there was obviously a lot of moving parts last week, and there's been some talk about how the league was close to deciding to cancel games. Were you involved in any of those discussions? Did you have any opinion about whether, it would have been easier on everybody just to have canceled the game and moved on with the normal schedule rather than move things around like they did?
From what I knew in the conversations that I had with people from the league, they were not thinking about canceling games. They were trying every way to not do that. And so, I'm sure that the discussion was out there for a short time, but they really did everything they could to make the games happen.
Thank you.
Bob.
Yeah, Pete, one more on the COVID. Can you say if any or all of those guys are going to be close to getting back this week, or?
Alex has been reinstated. Anybody else yet on that? Yeah, we're real close with a couple guys. Of course, Tyler's real close, and some guys are close to getting back.
And obviously, there were a couple of controversial calls in the game last night. When you reviewed the film, does anything really stand out to you on any of those? Do you have a strong opinion about any, especially the 2 in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, there's. I don't know if there's a controversy about it or not, but there's a couple calls that were really untimely for us, and in really critical situations that you look at them, you could see that they could have been called a different way, and but that's the way it went, and we as you've heard me say this probably a ton of times, that we can't leave the margins that slight that a call like that can make a difference, and unfortunately when the games are that close, that was such a back and forth, tough defensive football game, that it could come down to one of those kind of plays, and unfortunately we had a couple of them.
Art.
Pete, with the advent of a losing season and no playoffs, the void will be filled inevitably my speculations about the Seahawks operations and people. Can you say, can you describe right now your degree of comfort and commitment to ownership, to the management team, and to Russell Wilson?
What a question. Yeah.
Very
Yeah, I mean, I'm in good shape, and feeling fine about where we are. We're just battling for these games right now. That's all we're doing. There's no conversation about anything, and there's no really no concern about anything past getting through this thing right here and getting back to the game plan that's hurried this week, and that's it. There's no time spent on it. There's no conversations. We're just digging in every day and doing the work that we do, and so. That's all I can help you with on that one.
Brady?
Hey, Pete, excuse me. DK, there's the conversation about why the production hasn't been there. Do you think his foot could be impacting him at all?
He has a foot that has bothered him all year, yeah, and for more once we got rolling, and he does not practice. He's not able to practice on a normal regimen. And there's no question that for any player, it upsets your process when your learning process and all that. You just got to try to overcome it, and that's just. I don't know that you guys have realized it, but he has missed a lot of practice, and he's made some walkthroughs, and he gets a day a week, and that's challenging to any player.
With that said, I mean, there was the 2 deep shots last night. There was the touchdown in Houston that was, I think, negated by a penalty. I mean, how close do those plays feel like they are from happening?
Oh man, I mean the one in Houston that was a play that we converted and executed perfectly, and a hold took it away, but. We just missed the throw. Russ wants that throw again. He wants to throw it, 10 yards farther, and DK's running, and nobody's going to catch him. And so that it's really frustrating because it's there, and we could get it done, and we're basically historically really, really good at that, and we just didn't get it at that time. And he battled all night long and continued to he had a bunch of targets, and he had some shots, and ran tough with the ball and made good plays and made first downs and all that in tough situations. And everybody's working at it. Everybody's trying to get it done, and we're trying to make the most of whatever we can. And we don't miss the fact that he's worthwhile going to, and we're trying to get the ball to him. I think it was 12 targets last night, and that's probably as much as he's had in the game. So. The intent is there. We just got to execute and get it done, and let him be the marvelous player that he is, and help him do that. And Russ has got to do his part, and DK's got to do his part, and everybody's got to get together. So it's frustrating because we want to do better, and we know it's there to be had.
Greg?
Pete, on Bless Austin's defensive holding in the fourth quarter, what's the coaching point there when Cup goes inside and swims them and tries to get away from the jam? Everyone knows how the officiating is for receivers past 5 yards. Do you teach defensive backs that if the jam's not there right at the line, they got to let go, or how do you take away a guy's aggressiveness and still?
No, that was a routine play. That was a routine jam. He's rolled up in that coverage, so he's really trying to get a hit on the receiver and trying to knock him inside. Exactly what he did it exactly the way we try to do it. I know that the official thought that he got knocked down on the play, and felt like there was something extra there that wasn't legal, but we didn't see that, So, but yeah, we're trying to be real physical in that situation, and that's what Bless was doing. I didn't see him hold him or grab him or anything. I just thought he hit him, but officials have to interpret that stuff, and it was a physical play for sure. It was more physical in general, and so that's the way he saw it. Those are total subjective, plays, and they got to make the call.
And we saw if you have practice, Russell Wilson was listed with an ankle. Did he get that last night? And how close to 100% healthy is he overall right now?
Yeah, one of the times he got knocked down, the guy fell on his ankle was when it happened in the middle of the game. So he's sore today, we'll see how, it's a short week. It could be a factor, but it's not going to keep Russ from playing. I don't think that's the case at all. So he should be all right.
Is he? I mean, it's easy to say, well, he misses the throws, he's got no touchdown passes, he must not be fully healthy. Is he fully healthy right now?
Greg, everything we see in what Russ is reporting too, that he feels fine. He really does feel fine, and he's working hard in practice. He doesn't miss a rep. He's doing everything that he normally does. His warm-ups are now totally complete. All of that. This is, he's a finely tuned athlete that's still got, he's still got a finger in his throwing hand that is on the rebound, and so I'm not trying to give him an excuse, and he would never want that. He feels like he's fine, but the fact remains he's still got to deal with that, So, but he's not showing any signs of it. We don't see anything in practice or any of his turns that he takes, and so I go with what Russ says. Russ feels fine.
Thank you.
Jackie?
Hey, Coach, with this being a short week, what sort of adjustments do you have to make for the preparation?
Yeah, we've got to jump together. We don't get the same rest that we normally get, so we adjust the tempo. We make a combo day tomorrow. It's like a Wednesday, Thursday for us. We'll encompass most of the installation that we would do on a Wednesday and a Thursday, and then we'll be back on track on Friday. And so we modify some stuff, but the most important thing is recovery, particularly after a real tough physical football team that we just played, and we got another one coming up. So we'll manage that hopefully really well and still get all the learning done. Our guys are they're grooved now. Our guys can turn it around, and we can do this. It's just really demanding physically, and so we'll get it done.
Looking at this team, what's your initial thoughts on the Bears and the season that they're having going into this week?
They're having a tough year. They've had a tough year, and it's been a kind of a long stretch for them. They're a very, very fast offensive football team. They have explosive players. The quarterback runs all over the place. Their tailback, Montgomery, is a really good-looking football player. He wears 32. He looks like Chris Carson out there running. They've got real good options with speed on the edge. Defensively, they've got really good players up front. They can be physical, and they've got all kind of playmaking there. Their season just hasn't fallen the way they wanted to. They have a new quarterback, and Fields has done a marvelous job of mixing the threat that he brings. He runs really well. He throws on the move well. He makes big plays, and they're just looking for the same kind of consistency that we're looking for. So we'll see how it goes.
Thank you.
Curtis, and before you ask your question, Curtis, I want to say this is the best lighting you've had since we started the whole Zoom process.
Yeah,
so
well, I worked on it.
I want to congratulate you.
Holding up a flashlight, huh?
Yeah, basically. Is it puzzling, frustrating to you that the offense hasn't been able to find a way, going back to even late last season, that you haven't been able to find a way to dig out of that and find the consistency you want? And what do you kind of attribute it to when you kind of look at the big picture of it?
Yeah, it has been frustrating because we feel like we have parts that can get this done, but the consistency just hasn't been there. There's been a real common theme, and that's been that third down stuff that's been a factor. When we moved it really well last night, we were doing it on first and second down. We were chunking a little bit, and the rhythm was really good, and we ran the ball well in the mix of it, and so we can see it. Like we talked last week, we really felt the rhythm of it and the balance of it that we'd like to see was really present, but we just saw it in spots, last night. Now, it's a really good defense. We played a really good team and all that. They have something to say about it, but regardless of all of that, it has been frustrating, because what's happened on defense is we're keeping the scores in control here. We're doing a really nice job in that regard, and I would like to take advantage of that in these wins, by holding these games right in the area where we're 13 points or something like that, 15, 16 points. We're capable of doing that for a whole game, and there's not very many teams that are doing better scoring-wise than we are, but because we've been on the field a lot, both sides, contribute to that, defense and offense. It hasn't balanced out like our winning formula has over time, and so and it really feels like it's execution, and that's that's troubling because we work really hard at that stuff, and it's really important to us. We continue to take care of the ball, those kinds of things that give you a chance to be really good. We're one of the tops in the NFL about not giving the ball up, and that's a huge factor for us in winning, and it hasn't come through for us like we want, and we need to get the ball more on the other side. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff, but it has been frustrating. Heck yeah. And so we go back to work and see if we can clear it up a little bit and get a little bit better each time we go out.
Bob?
Yeah, how is John Radigan?
Johnny hurt his knee, and he's got an ACL injury, and I don't know the severity of it yet, but he's banged up.
And I was looking at you guys play. Jimmy Graham is with the Bears. You guys played him Sunday. How do you assess his tenure with you guys when you look back at it?
No, Jimmy was a blast, man. I loved coaching with him. He was really fun to play with. Huge expectations, that was always fun to deal with. And as he turned out, he scored a lot of touchdowns for us last year. He was with us, did a lot of things that we had hoped would happen in the red area and all that. He's a marvelous, rare player, a rare athlete and all. So he's still making his plays. He's still doing some good stuff.
Couple more. Tim?
Any more injuries out of last night other than Radigan?
No, nothing that's jumping out. These guys are, the guys are all going to see how they go when they come back. We had the day off today, so I'll know more tomorrow.
And then with the couple extra days you had at the end of last week, as a staff, did you guys start to do game plan prep on the Bears at all?
Oh yeah, we did do that, Tim. Yeah, the guys did take advantage of it on the day that we broke, so that we could jump ahead. So the kind of the groundwork for stuff put us back in a normal position today as far as planning.
Thank you.
Brady?
Can you help us understand how the testing is working differently now? How you guys are doing it now? I know that the unvaccinated players, they still test every day, but with the vaccinated guys, how is that? What are you guys doing differently there now?
The league designates a few guys on, kind of, I don't know how random it is. I don't know how they do it, but they select guys to get tested, and they use those guys kind of as the the test case, for what needs to come from that. And they don't feel like it's necessary for us to test in mandatory fashion. So. So that's kind of where we are. We're kind of in a messed up week because it's so short as well. So we're just going about our business and listening to the guys and making sure everybody feels okay and we're doing all right. And if anybody has any kind of symptoms at all, then they'll eventually get tested there.
It seems like a lot of these guys have been asymptomatic. So is there a concern that with, as you said, virulent, this new deal seems to be, that you were missing positive cases that you otherwise would catch by testing more often?
Yes, that is a concern, and what has shifted here is the impact of a positive test is being taken differently. The league has really made a declaration, and we've done a lot of work with the connections that we have on the science end of the world to try to keep track and really, follow and learn from what the league has said, and the indications that we're getting too is that the guys aren't having symptoms. There's some guys that testing positive, they don't feel anything, and so that's kind of what's going on with the new, Omicron. And so Omicron to us is it's a little different thing than we were dealing with earlier in the year, and so we're just learning as we go. It's so new. There just isn't a ton of information, but. The league feels really strongly, and this is the way they're guiding us to do it. So we're trying to figure this out, do it the best we possibly can.
Thank you.
Greg?
Pete, I'm sorry. Are those random two guys every day, or 3 times a week, or how often are they?
No, I just think they're once. Yeah, that's what I got.
So just 2 guys a week, once a week.
Yeah, and a couple people from, from the coaching staff and the administration.
Wow. Do you have, before you were doing above the NFL threshold? Are you doing more than that, or are you just staying right now?
We're trying to figure it out day by day right now. We're apt to do whatever we need to do, and dealing with the players as well. We're doing this one day at a time right now.
Last question, Art.
Pete, has the NFL been clear with you and the other coaches about what the threshold is for a game cancellation as opposed to moving it around? Because this still could come up.
Yeah, it still could come up. I mean, this is a crucial week. Last week was the onset of this change. It was really obvious. It was really clear to us, and we haven't had anything to even deal with, and all of a sudden we do. So things changed, and we've been adamant and strict as can be on our stuff. So something changed, and we know that. We're a good test case in that regard to know that. The question was like, what are they asking us? What are you asking again?
The threshold for a cancellation. How many players?
They're not thinking that at all, Art. Like I said,
I know they're not. But what happens if?
No, I don't have that information. I don't know because it's not even in their mindset. They're I don't know. It's going to have to take a whole different set of circumstances than what has happened so far, what they think is going to happen to change the situation, because they're thinking we're playing. And I know it's interesting because NHL has done some stuff, and everybody's thinking about what's going on, how we're going to handle it. It's just so darn new. We don't have any stats. We don't have any statistics to go on other than a couple other countries that have been through this. So they're doing the best they can with their information, and I'm following it because the backing that we had been following all along, it supports what they're thinking, and so that's why we're adjusting with them, and we're going to try to find out as we go, what's right, and we're going to eventually figure it out, because we're so connected and tuned into this thing, and I'm hoping that we don't have an issue that we couldn't predict, and we can keep our guys safe and keep them moving forward, and we'll see how it goes.
Do you know if there's a mandatory minimum number of players that have to be ready for game day?
I don't know that. There was a time when you have to have. I thought there was a number of 44. You had to have 44 guys ready to go, but that was a long time ago. I haven't heard him talk about that. That was way back when.
Thanks.
Okay. Sorry,
Thank
I don't
you,
have more on
everyone.
that. I know it's frustrating. It's frustrating for us too. We don't know either. So we're just trying to rock along and see if we can make really good choices and take care of people the right way, and that's what's paramount. So
before we shut this down, Curtis, you want to tell us what kind of light you got, or is there anything you want to share about? I mean, you look fabulous.
I stole some from the stadium and put it in here. So
you stole something?
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, you have looked for the previous 18 months. You've looked like a hostage video.
The lighting in my apartment is not good, okay, and that's the predominant part of it. So the kitchen light works. So.
Well, congratulations.
There you go.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you
guys.
tomorrow.